When just keep back to a new Phineas and Ferb episode review, and if you haven't slept one, go and check it out. And we're back with the next 2 episodes of season 5 of Phineas and Ferb, and we start with another interesting one, and it starts with Candace saying, "Mom, mom, 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 mom," and of course, their mom is like, "If you're wondering what the boys are doing, they're not doing anything. They're sitting over there." But of course, she doesn't care about that. She's wondering if she can borrow her mom's earrings, some of her earrings, because she's going to this concert thing with Jeremy. And yeah, finds them, but ain't really so good that she would say. So she decides to go to the mall to get some more rings. And yeah, the kid Phineas and Ferb want to go too. Go to the mall. And of course he's like, no doing your usual shenanigan things at the mall. And Monogram says that Doofenshmirtz has been spotted at the mall and to find out what he's up to. And of course, he's wondering what are they doing following Candace. Which, I mean, she can't just leave her brothers out by themselves, I can just say. But yeah, they're going to the same area and going to the elevator, which Doofenshmirtz then goes out of the elevator and gets attacked, which then uses this igniter that hits the elevators, and apparently they're now stuck. They're stuck in an elevator, of course. And yeah, Candace can't get any cell phone signal, and Doofenshmirtz couldn't even let Perry explain, or Perry didn't even let Doofenshmirtz explain what his igniter was, which apparently it would stop certain things, which caused obviously the elevator to stop. And he was gonna do with these whole fashion things, which yeah, very weird fashioning things that he has out in the actual market mall. And yeah, Doofenshmirtz is saying of how they're gonna have to just hold on until they get rescued, pretty much. And yeah, Candace is just trying to call for someone, and of course, over here is Doofenshmirtz, and Doofenshmirtz ripping off the phone in the elevator too. And yeah, Ferb actually made these cool earrings for Candace, and yeah, we get this song, which is quite interesting, I would say. It's a quite interesting song. I definitely will add. While they're just doing different things to pass the time. Some of these things I don't even know how they even have with them in the elevator. Like, yeah, while Candace is just trying to get the whole elevator open as well. Yeah, just, again, quite interesting song, I can definitely say. And yeah, Candace is just trying to tell him to just stop. And yeah, of course, Doofenshmirtz is saying the same thing, which, of course, they're just very concerned. Like, it just seems like she just doesn't really like it when they're just trying to, you know, when they're doing the things that they do. And yeah, then the igniter keeps shooting the elevator, and of course, Doofenshmirtz is starting to panic. And then Perry opens a hole in the ceiling and gets up to the other part of the elevator, which trying to get the igniter, and yeah, weird things to start happening. And of course, Candace is trying to tell Phineas and Ferb to do something to get them out of the elevator. But of course, they're saying what Candace said. She didn't want them doing any of their shenanigans while they were there. But of course, she's like, if I cover my eyes, then it doesn't count. Which yeah, we even hear a truck backing up, and Doofenshmirtz is like, wait, is that a truck backing up? Like yeah, some of these, like yeah, they're pretty much breaking continuity here. And yeah, this kid just having the igniter, which Perry then uses a jetpack to get the igniter. And yeah, Candace is just, which this is kind of touching too. Candace is of course just saying that just a lot of the things that Phineas and Ferb build are just very dangerous. And again, sees their sister, and it's her job to just make sure that they're safe. I mean, that is true, and I kind of feel you kind of feel bad for Candace though. Again, she doesn't mean it to be mean or anything. She's just looking after her brothers. That's all. Which then, when she opens her eyes, they're gone. But then, yeah, they got the elevator working again. And they got an extra button, blast off, which makes the whole elevator blast out of the mall. And Perry just destroys the Inniter, which then causes the whole elevator that Doofenshmirtz was in to the cables to snap, which he falls all the way down. And Candace apparently seems like it's too late, that she has not made it. And she missed so many phone calls, thinking that she's been ignoring Jeremy. And the guard is not letting her in. Was then Jeremy was late, which he is so sorry. Was then she gives him a hug anyway. And we actually see Jeremy blush because he actually admits that he loves Candace Flynn. Actually says love, why I love you. And of course, yeah, Candace is just, just absolutely of just, and yeah, really good episode, I would say. And then we go to the next one, and it's another interesting one, which starts with this whole trick shot thing that Phineas and Isabella and Buford and Ferb are watching. And then Buford is trying to do a whole trick shot, which, yeah, ends up doing this cool trick shot. And there's that thing again. They keep forgetting that's there. Like, what is that thing exactly? They didn't build it. And apparently it's with this neighbor from this neighbor's yard, and it suits this thing out, which caused this weird rift to appear. And of course, Candace is in charge. And then we see Baljeet, which he says that his name is Master of Fate, and is actually explaining about what could be of what it is to come. And yeah, sees this turkey or chicken which fell from outer space. And yeah, Buford is eating the chicken, of course. And we see that on the things that they're planning on doing is near impossible. Which then Monogram is telling Perry about Doofenshmirtz, and well, also telling him as well is to go and see Doofenshmirtz, but also this whole Agent O, which has never been caught by a single trap, but mentioning how Perry has always been caught by a trap, and want him to go to this, basically this training thing, which is the TTTTT for short. Like, I burst out laughing when I first saw that. That was just hilarious. First we have Love Muffin, and then the TTTTT. Hilarious. And then, yeah, Perry gets over to Doofenshmirtz, and yeah, they're going to be doing their training. Which then the rift is getting big. Like, that is very concerning. That is very concerning. And yeah, we see this whole trick shot thing that they're going to be doing, and yeah, activated it, which really interesting at first, and goes through all these different things, all the way into landing in the cup. But then Balzate comes, like, what? And then they say the Master of Fate person, and yeah, it's literally two different people. They thought it was just Baljeet. Like, I was confused too. I was like, what? What? Like, yeah, Baljeet was actually late the entire time, and this actual Master of Fate that looks like Baljeet, though. I was very confused. And of course, showing this monitor as well of what they're planning on doing next. Which, again, I just find that monitor to be really cool. And yeah, the training begins, which, yeah, keeps getting trapped and so many traps, though. Like, Perry's just getting trapped every single time, and just it's just absolutely funny too. I can just say during this montage too, and music, and yeah, Monogram calls Perry to see on that it is time for him to do his exam, which of course he gets trapped by two supposing water bottles. And then they decide to build nothing. Just make the cup sit there and just wait until a ball, just some kind of thing, just comes out of the sky and lands into the cup. Which, yeah, it is, of course, near impossible. And yeah, there's just still waiting while we just see a breeze coming. And then we see Agent O coming, and of course they're absolutely loving the entrance. And Doofenshmirtz comes with this Irritator, which then traps Carl, Monogram, and Perry. And of course, Agent O is fighting Doofenshmirtz, and Perry sees the self-destruct button. And yeah, they're still waiting for something to happen. And then they see the rift that is coming, and yeah, they're like, "How do we not even notice anything that way?" Like, yeah, they did not even notice that there's a giant, dangerous, mysterious rift in on the side of their fence. And then this lady plugs in the machine and calls this ball to come out. The ball to come out and go into space, and then yeah, it bounces off this hot air balloon that their mom and dad got, and then goes into this ball machine, which Norm hits into this giant gumball machine, into this area too. And yeah, Doofenshmirtz getting trapped with his own trap and getting the self destruct button and getting blasted off. And yeah, Monogram then realizes that Perry is getting trapped on purpose just to have time to be able to get the escape. And yeah, they shake hands. Agent O and Agent P shake hands. And yeah, Candace is just watching these videos on her phone and see the dangerous rift, which then going to her mom to go see the rift. But of course, as usual, there's this spark that comes out, and the ball ends up landing into the cup, and the rift ends up vanishing. And of course, yeah, the rift is not there when Candace and her mom gets there. And then yeah, we see the Master of Fate that was in the tree is saying his farewell, and yeah, ends up going to the bus, and this other chicken ends up falling out of space again. But yeah, really interesting episode.